Now by now, we all know the name Absaf from 156, Northolt, and the guy has a lot of potential. Just to put it out there, he's got very good beat selection and is able to change his flow every so often. Now with that being said, Absaf is going to struggle to become a successful drill rapper, and he's going to struggle to compete with the likes of Tion, Loski, digga, Central C, some of the biggest rappers, not through a lack of trying. In this climate, every other day drill songs are getting taken down due to the perceived disses and threats. We all know drill rappers are targeted and harassed by the Met, and to be completely honest, that's the artist's fault. You can't jump online and claim to be the biggest threat to civilization in your borough, but then get mad when police stop you in your Ford Mondale on a Saturday evening. Now Absaf shook up the drill scene when he released Tables Turn 1.0, sometime in May or June. Now reactors jumped on that song and they classed it as the rudest song ever. Everyone from Deep Speaks, Dens and Wrens, Produced by Walks and Lead to the VI reacted to that song, and it all says the same thing. Now we know the reasons the song was used to cause shock value and reintroduce Absaf to the drill audience once again. Now to be frank, it was a 6ix9ine-esque move, but it worked. After all, it put on the voice of the deceased. Now that song had gained millions of views in such a short amount of time, but sadly CGM and other rappers who Absaf wanted them to reply to did not reply. Now that's because the whole collective have surpassed 156, that it just didn't make sense. Now Absaf wanted digga to go back and forth with him, to give him some credibility, get his fans and turn them into your fans, mainly for mentioning T-Rolls and Shacks and digga mentioning T-Wiz. So while the fans had a field day, drill rappers carried on with their normal lives. Digga was giving attention to Loski and Fredo, but not Absaf. He was even giving attention to Central C. Then, in June or July, Absaf released Tables Turn 2.0. This time he introduced a skeleton into the video, and the subject matter was the same, and the song didn't really hit as much, because again it was the same antics. When you do something once, when you do it again, it doesn't have that same sense of shock value. Because you've already heard it, it's essentially recycling what worked the first time. Now a few days later that song was taken down, then Absaf released Tables Turn 3.0, and then the shock value completely wore off. Everybody was looking at the video like, I've heard it before. People just said okay. Now Absaf Instagram and songs were taken down as I said, and Absaf had to prove that he could release actual songs and make concepts, and songs he did release. Now Absaf has released Rubbed Out, which has amassed 225,000 views in a little over 2 weeks. Now in perspective that number is actually really good, but compared to what Tables Turn did, it's kind of low. Now he also got mad at Produced by Walks because he wasn't reacting to the song as other reactors did. Now Produced by Walks has a major following and people watch his videos. I mean his videos amass hundreds of thousands of views, therefore he's able to turn the tide when it comes to viewership in the drill scene. Now Absaf knew this later on of course, because he did issue an apology, and that's probably because he got probably a lot of flack due to what he says about Produced by Walks. He needs an audience in order to make money off this drill thing. Now by releasing Tables Turn, Absaf has burned a lot of bridges, and he will find it's almost impossible to collaborate with different drill collectives and other UK drill rappers. Right now, drill is profitable more than it's ever been. All you have to do is take a look at the likes of Tion, Central C, Loski, digga, digdat, and know that even without shows, these guys are making a ton of money, whether that be through streaming, partnerships or other means. Now Absaf is in a bit of a precarious position because he's not an established artist. He's already through shot after shot after shot, and he's already been classed as having one of the rudest songs ever. Therefore, from a business point, people are not going to want to touch him. And the fact that his Instagram's taken down and the majority of his videos have also been taken down, people will only view his songs on Spotify, Apple Music, or re-uploaded on YouTube through other channels. Now what Absaf needs to do is calm down with the antics and just hit people with music until a song hits. Gradually build your fan base, and then you can do whatever you like once you've made it. I mean, after all, that's what digga did, didn't he? So do we think that Absaf can compete with the likes of digga, Tion, Loski, even Mizumak? Or is he going to be like a B or C rated drill rapper that always stays mid? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe.